Are already in my chat, so welcome. Hello. I'm very excited about today's live stream. We're gonna do something really fun. We're gonna rank all the movies that I've seen so far this year in 2023 from worst to best. So I think that's gonna be really fun, especially with you guys and like talking about these movies. So really excited to get into it. But before we do, I do want to say hello to everyone and all the people in the chat. What's up, guys? Hi, Avocado Rat. Hi, Britton. Hi, Yusuf. Hi, Anna. Hi, Scorpio Shadow. Hi, Brianna. Hi, Heroic. Hi, Natanya. Hi, Maggie. Hi, Jaja. Hi, Sean. Hi, Angel. Hi, Shimon. Hi, Trisha. Hi, Amy. Hi, Jamie. Hi, CD Woods. Hi, Cloudy. Oh no, it's going so fast. Hi, Amy Aguilera. Hi, Nava. Hi, Floor. Hi, Mooney Bear. Hi, Serendipity. Hi, Josh Loves Movies. Hi, Naomi Long. Hi, Kay. Hi, Glitch Motion. Hi, Rulu. I'm sorry if I'm missing your name. It's going so fast. Hi, Kitty Cat. Hi, Super Crit. Hi, The Watcher. Hi, Luciana. Hi, Grace Likes to Draw. Hi, Will French. So yeah, there's a lot of people here. We'll be here all day, but I just want to thank all of you for coming. Again, as always, we do these every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I'm also adding Wednesdays as well, so be here every Monday and Wednesday, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And also Fridays, but I might be doing something a little bit different with Fridays, so basically look out for more of these live streams. I'm gonna be making these more of a regular thing. And it is Barbie, well, it's not Barbie week this week, but it is Barbie week soon. Super excited for Barbie. Yes, Barbie is next week, Amy. Yusuf says Pixar is doing a sequel to Up. Wait, what? Did they just announce that? Don't lie to me. Don't tell me they're doing that. Hi, Lucy. Hi, lovely Billy. Oh man, and speaking of remakes and sequels we don't need, why don't we actually go here first? I want to show you this tweet from Discussing Film on Twitter. If you don't follow me on Twitter, by the way, and Threads, you should at Brittany Reacts. But I wanted to show you guys this before we even get into our rankings because I think this is just ridiculous and shows you everything that's wrong with Hollywood right now. So this is from the account Discussing Film, so they're pretty reputable. These are all the live action remakes currently in the works. We've got Bambi, Moana, Hercules, Pokemon, One Piece, Your Name, Death Note, Lilo and Stitch, Snow White, The Aristocrats, One Punch Man, My Hero Academia, How to Train Your Dragon, and Avatar The Last Airbender. Amongst many more, apparently. And apparently an Up sequel. I didn't even know that was coming too. Oh, thank you, Moody Bear. So, I just wanted to point these out before we even get to our rankings because I think this just represents everything wrong with Hollywood right now. They are so desperate to get you guys to watch their stuff, they're just remaking everything. Is anyone even interested in this stuff? Does anyone care about any of this? Natanya says, no wonder Hollywood is flopping. Yeah, I mean, when you see the stuff that they're greenlighting, it's like a lot of this is doomed to fail from the start. Funky Bee says, I'm scared for the Avatar remake considering the last one. What last one? I've never heard of an Avatar movie. What last one? I don't think that one exists. Shimon says, Brittany, there is a movie called Insidious. I know. I don't really watch a lot of horror movies, to be honest. I haven't seen any of the Insidious movies. But I do know one's coming out this week. OCD Wood says, I will not be watching any of these. Oh god, you guys are not happy with this list. Koharu says, stop doing remakes. I agree. I love Your Name. If you guys have seen Your Name, the original animated movie is actually amazing. But unfortunately, with the Your Name reboot, I did hear that they want to place it in America instead of Japan, and they're gonna really Americanize the story, so I don't know if I'm that excited for it. Yeah, exactly, Luciana. Jaja, I'm scared for Lilo and Stitch too. Barbara says, hell not to loot. Um, yeah, they're not getting any of my money for most of this. Sour Rasby says, there's a really infamous live action. No, there isn't. I've never heard of this Shyamalan movie. That movie doesn't exist. We don't talk about that movie, guys. Yes, watch Your Name, the original. It's very good. Um, So yeah, I just thought this was a fun way to start off the stream because I know you guys love seeing all these great remakes that we're planning on getting. It is pretty scary. Um, I think you guys aren't getting my joke. I am aware that there was an Avatar: The Last Airbender movie. We just don't talk about it. I understand that there actually was. Um, Josh Love's movie says, hopefully the Train to Busan remake called The Last Train to New York is buried. Man, I just want some good movies. We could hopefully we're getting one soon. There were reactions to Barbie last night. A lot of them were really positive, so that's hopeful. Hercules, yeah. And apparently with the Hercules remake, Joe and Anthony Russo, who directed the Avengers movies, like the last two, they're producing it, and they said they want to TikTokify Hercules. They want to make Hercules for the TikTok generation. So whatever that means, look forward to that. Yeah. Kit gets it. We don't talk about Avatar, exactly. Yeah, Brianna, I'm sorry about Hercules. I don't know how they do an American Your Name, Eduardo, but apparently that's what they're doing. Oh, we have a super chat from Nicholas Wilson. You are always like super, super generous. Thank you, Nicholas. Um, Traditional Nottingham, UK greeting. Hey up, me duck. I feel like I've heard that before. Where have I heard that before? I don't know. I don't know a lot of British lingo, to be honest. Although I did study abroad in the UK. I love the UK. It's a beautiful country. But thank you for the super chat. Yes, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad that you like my stream, Shahem. TikTok was a mistake, kitty cat. Was a mistake. Joshua Munn says, so Hercules will be dated AF. Got it. Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do by making Hercules TikTokish. I feel like that means they're gonna try to break it down into like mini scenes that could go viral. I feel like that's what they mean by that. So I don't have a lot of hope for that. And then again, thank you, Joshua Munn. Why are they making a live action Aristocrats? Didn't they learn from the Cats movie? The Cats movie that like literally everyone made fun of? I don't want to see that. Who wants to see the live action Aristocrats? That's gonna be horror fuel. It's gonna be cats all over again. Exactly, Jamie. They should have made Moana 2 instead. Oh god, Auntie said the fact that TikTokify is now being used is the sign of the end. I have to agree, yeah. The fact that you could TikTokify something, I don't even want to know. Alright. So I'm glad you guys are all having the same reaction to this that I had. I just read that list and I was like, oh no, this is a nightmare. What are they doing? Alright, so now let's get into the rankings. We're gonna start from, I've seen 15 movies overall so far this year, so we're gonna start at the bottom, number 15, with the absolute worst movie that I think, at least I've seen come out this year, that I think is truly, like, god-awful. I can't believe they thought this was releasable. This is one of the worst movies this studio has ever made. I think you guys know where where I'm going with this. And that is, of course, hold on. 1 second. AntMan. AntMan and the Wasp: Quantumania. Yeah, that was my least favorite movie I've seen so far this year by a mile. I thought that movie was so terrible. Holy crap. Not only was the CGI god awful, but the quantum realm literally looked like CGI mesh. Like, it just looks so ugly. Even this shot right here just looks so fugly. Like, where you could tell that they're just standing in front of a blue screen, that they're just staring at nothing. Nothing about it looks real. Oh god, it was awful. So terrible. Oh, we have a super chat from Nagisa Furukawa. Thank you so much. Eastern rom-com are better than Hollywood rom-coms. I think a lot of people are liking Eastern movies more than Western movies lately. Like, Korean dramas and, like, really just a lot of Korean content in general is really blowing up. Same with music. Like, Korea is, like, kind of stealing a lot of Hollywood's thunder lately. But that's a great point. And we have another super chat from Revel Siscum. I hope I said that right. Love your videos. Are you excited for any live action remakes? Ones that are currently announced? I don't know. I've always said that the one live action remake I would actually want to see from Disney is a live action Atlantis. I would still love to see that. But the ones that they've got announced, the Moana, Aristocrats, Dumbo, not Dumbo, Bambi, I guess I have to say Moana, but at the same time, I think Moana is just gonna be an ego boost for The Rock, so I don't have a lot of hope for that either. I don't know. I think it's just looking real rough for Disney right now. Brianna says Atlantis would work. Yes, I agree. The movie is just totally forgettable. I thought Ant-Man and the Wasp was easily one of Marvel's worst movies they've ever made. To be clear. Like, I think it's down there with the second Thor movie. I think it's down there with the fourth Thor movie. I think it's I think it's just I think it's really, really bad. In fact, I would even put this down there with like Eternals. I think it's just the structure of the script made no sense. Like you could tell that they were piecing together the story and editing after the fact, which is not good. Like it just nothing about this worked. Nothing about it worked. Oh, Glitch Motion says I only watched 2 MCU movies. That's pretty impressive so far, actually. There's so many movies. Um, Brianna says second Thor at least tried. Ant-Man felt like it didn't try. Yeah, the honest thing though, I think Ant-Man did try. I think here's why I think Ant-Man ended up being so bad. I think this movie was reactionary on behalf of Marvel's studios. I think that they saw that fans didn't like Phase 4 and a main critique fans had for Phase 4 was that they kept saying, "Oh, I don't feel like this is going anywhere. This is going anywhere." And so I feel like this entire movie was just set up for Phase 5, and I think that's what hurt it. Because nothing about this was standalone. It was all just setting up Kang and whatever else was coming. Nature Rosa says, I have only seen 3 MCU movies. Oh my god. Only 3? How are you guys only seeing like 2 or 3? This thing has been going for like 15 years. Honestly, it's impressive. Britton White says Ant-Man sounded good on paper, but it was very mid. Yeah. Oh, Nature Rose says you only try something if your friends like it. I feel like that's becoming a lot of people. Christopher says Ant-Man tried too much to do what Ant-Man never was. I agree. They sucked everything good about the Ant-Man films. To be honest, I've never really been huge about the Ant-Man films. I thought the first one was okay. I do think that they should have just stuck with the whole heist aspect, like the fact that Scott is a thief who can steal things. I feel like that whole aspect of his character has kind of been forgotten. I feel like that's what they should have focused on instead in this movie. And we have another super chat. Thank you from Curleen Verander. Are they even going to keep Kang amid all the Jonathan Majors allegations? That is a great question. I don't know. And I think Jonathan Majors' lawyer is intentionally throwing a lot of smokescreens out to the press to make him seem innocent. But when you actually read the article, you can tell that there's still a lot of smoke going on, and it's looking like his lawyer is just desperate to try to make him look innocent before his court date next month. But honestly, it's just not looking good for the guy. It's not even just the one girlfriend that is now saying he was abusive. It's like multiple exes are all coming out of the woodwork now. I don't know. I feel like after the Flash bombed so hard with Ezra Miller as the lead, I don't know if they can even risk keeping Jonathan Majors around. What do you guys think? Feather says Ant-Man is a sad excuse for a superhero. Oh my god. Not likable at all. Hope was a little more likable. Damn, Feather. Sad excuse for a superhero. Tell me how you really feel. You guys are funny. The Flosh. I don't know. I don't know why I said the Flosh, Josh. Rulu Nuru says, don't care, haven't watched MCU since Iron Man 3. Honestly, that is impressive. I've seen like all of them. Georgiana, I tried to watch Secret Invasion. I watched the first episode, and that's as far as I got. I could not. I'm glad you guys liked the Flosh. Okay, so let's move on. I think we all agree, those who have seen the movie, it's not great. All right. Next movie on my list at number 14 is Teenage Kraken. Ruby Gillman, Teenage Kraken. I did do a whole live stream on this about a week or so ago, so if you want to hear my thoughts on the on this movie in more detail, go watch that. I don't think it's like terrible, terrible, terrible. Like, I don't think it's as bad as Quantum Mania, but it's not good either. It's just very, very safe, very, very mid, very, very predictable. I thought this movie, the animation is not pleasant to look. The animation sucks, basically. I'm trying to be nice, but honestly, the animation was just not good. They look like noodly amoebas. They just were like unpleasantly, like they had gummy faces and gummy hair. I don't know why that bothered me. It just did. I did not like this movie. I think DreamWorks really dropped the ball with it. Yeah, it's very outdated, Yusuf. Jamie's so bad, so sad the movie wasn't better. I wish it was better. I really wish it was better. And to be honest, I think the main problem with this movie is the lead, the girl, she's so annoying. And she has like almost no real flaws other than just being anxious all the time. Other than that, like it's like all the characters around her are just waiting for her to understand how special she always was, which is like not an interesting character to follow. They look like me, says Glitch Nation. That's very, very true. They do look like me's. That is the grandma. The green one right here is the grandma. Oh, Feather, I'm glad I'm cracking you up. Don't they look like noodly amoebas, though? Like, all of them. And, like, the main character's friends were all supposed to be teenagers, but they sounded like, well, they sounded like Liza Koshy because she literally voices one of the characters. And if you know who that is, she's like the stereotypical, like, typical millennial. And I mean that with love as a Zillennial myself. I don't mean that disparagingly towards millennials. I'm just saying she is known for that stereotype. And that's how all her friends act. It's very annoying. Um, yeah, Josh loves movies. Turning Red did do the concept way better. Totally agree. They look like Play Doh, Auntie. You're right. It's like talking Play Doh. I don't know. I just think the animation style is not great. Alright, moving on to the next one. Scream 6. Again, not terrible, but also kind of mid. To be fair, yet again, I'm not like a huge, huge horror fan. So this is coming from someone who I only saw this movie because someone dragged me to it. I wasn't even planning on seeing it. So maybe I'm just not like the target audience for this, but I do think it was all right for a horror movie. This was okay. It wasn't bad. I thought Jenna Ortega was good in it. Um, it wasn't bad. I can't really even say like I loved it. I just thought it wasn't as bad as the last two. I just kind of was like about the movie. Did anyone see it? Koharu says just mid. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, Jamie, there are 6 now. And they're making another one. There's a 7th one coming out next year. It's beloved amongst the fans. Oh, that's good. If you're a Scream fan, maybe you do love this. I also felt because I'm not a Scream fan and I haven't seen all the Scream movies, I missed out on a lot of the inside jokes. Maybe that's why it didn't really hit me. Serendipity says, I mean, how far can you bring a concept like that? I mean, Hollywood is trying. They have another Scream movie coming out next year, and I'm sure that one won't be the last either. So we're probably gonna get Scream 10 eventually. Oh, we have another super chat from Chloe. Thank you so much. You're one of my favorite YouTubers. Love your videos so much. Oh my god, Chloe, thank you so much. You guys are like the best, like nicest audience any YouTuber could ask for. Seriously, you guys are like the best. Thank you. Scream is meh. Okay, so some people agree with me because I know a lot of people did like Scream 6, but it just was not for me. Natanya says, I love the first Scream movie. Okay. I'm sure the first Scream movie is the most iconic. Oh, we have another super chat from Nagisa. Thank you so much. My main source of content is YouTube and anime. I feel like that's the case for a lot of people right now. honestly, a lot of the main content I watch is like YouTube videos and streams. I don't know if you guys are like that too. I'll watch like a movie or TV show on streaming if it's something that everyone's talking about, and then I'll go check it out. But when I'm bored at home and I'm looking for something to watch, I don't find myself gravitating towards a streaming service. I find myself gravitating towards like YouTube and social media. Is that just me? Is anyone else doing that? Um, oh, you guys want me to put up my Cash App, Slackville? Ugh, thank you for the idea. I am launching membership soon, so stay tuned for that. Kirby Reed was way better in Scream 4. Was she? She was alright in this. She was okay. Yep, YouTube and streaming. Who are my favorite YouTubers, Richard Nixon? Oh, that's a good question. Um, I like a lot of the movie YouTubers, like a lot of the movie reviewers. I pretty much watch all of them. I also like the science and tech side of YouTube. Like I watch Mr. Who's the Boss and like Marquise Brownlee, like those kind of people. Thank you for the super chat. Or thank you for the question. And we have another super chat from Chloe. As a big horror fan, the horror was mid, but Jenna did good in it. That's what I thought about the horror too. Like I didn't think the reason I thought Scream 6 was just mid was because I didn't think it was that scary. Like I thought it was more of like a thriller suspense drama than it was like a scary movie, you know? Like I was never scared. But yeah, I have to agree. All right, moving on to the next one. And some of you may disagree with this, so I'm very curious to hear your thoughts. But Dungeons and Dragons, Honor Among Thieves. Again, I don't think this was a bad movie, but I thought there was a lot of missed opportunity in this film. I thought that they could have taken some of the whimsy elements of this world a bit further. I felt like I don't know, I felt like it was almost there. It was almost really good. They just didn't take anything far enough. And by the end of it, I was just kind of like, eh. Like there was this whole third act battle sequence thing, whatever, and it just never really like I found myself kind of checking out, you know? And that's not a good thing. What do you guys think? Okay. I've seen a lot of okay. What the fuck is that? Oh no, some of you have never even heard of it. Haven't watched this. Alright, 0 out of 10 says Gianna. Oh, haven't seen it. Most of you haven't seen it. Well, it didn't do well in the box office, so I guess that's not surprising. Josh says this movie was okay. Yes, a lot of these movies are just okay. That's kind of like the whole problem with Hollywood right now. They're in a bit of a mid epidemic, as I'm calling it. It's just like a lot of these movies are just mid. Um, it was a fun watch. What the fuck is that? So many of you guys are like, I've never even heard of this movie. You guys are so funny. You're like, what is this? This movie cost. I'm pretty sure this movie was like very expensive too, like at least 150 million. Like it was supposed to be a big blockbuster. I don't play D&D, no. DD says it was okay. Koharu again has never heard of it. Wow. Very boring, says Jamie. That's kind of how I felt about it too at times. So moving on, since most of you haven't even seen it, but just take my word for it, it's okay. Next one, Fast X. Yeah. The fact that there are even 10 of these movies is crazy. And they're making more. They're making like 2 more and a spin-off, I think. They're giving Jason Momoa's character and The Rock's character their own spin-off movie. So you're getting a whole separate franchise along with the Fast and Furious movies. They're just never ending these films. Ever. um Koharu says this was fine. Alex says I learned about this movie from the Nerf guns. Are you talking about D&D? Fast X was crazy. Yes, we're getting a new trilogy and many spin-offs. That's insane. How are we not done with this franchise? And this movie, Fast X, is not even like it's not even gonna make a ton of movie in theaters. That's the thing. This movie cost so much. Did you guys know? I think I mentioned this before, but this movie cost like some $350 million. So it's not even going to make its money back in theaters because it costs so much. It's ridiculous. This whole franchise is ridiculous. And we have another super chat from Chloe, thank you, who says Hollywood needs to stop making mid movies. Honestly, I think if we're looking at the movies that are doing well versus the movies that aren't doing well, the movies that are doing really, really well are the movies that are like the best, most well received. While the movies that are like mixed to bad are the ones that are flopping horribly. So I think that the quality of the movie is mattering now more than ever as people decide whether or not they're going to go to the theater. So all these mid movies are just not going to cut it anymore. That's my theory anyway. Yeah, Jay Headley, I agree. A lot of these franchises need to end. Will I be reviewing Mission Impossible? Says Amy. I will definitely talk about it in a live stream. Um, I don't know, maybe. Do you guys want me to review Mission Impossible? Linda says it is too much. I don't understand why so many big blockbusters release the same year. Well, not just the same year, but like the same summer? Like we're having like it's like almost every week now. There's a new big blockbuster coming out. I think that is a bit too much. I have to agree. Hello. Oh, you're seeing it this week. I hope you like Fast X more than me. Or you're talking about Mission Impossible. Anyways, I thought this movie, Fast X, was just... I thought it was better than the last Fast and Furious movie. I thought Fast 9 was easily one of the worst in the whole series. I mean, they went to space for crying out loud. I mean, okay, just to explain to you how ridiculous these movies have gotten. In the last movie, they went to freaking space in a car. And all they had for a helmet, for any sort of spacesuit, was just like a helmet, and then like they taped a bunch of stuff together, and then there's like a moment in the movie where the guy tries to fly forward by just moving the stick shift, and he's flying in freaking space in a car. And it's just like, wow, this movie is really went off the rails. But Fast X did a little bit better. I think they saw that people said that Fast 9 went too far, and I think they did try to rein it in a little bit. I mean, there was still some craziness. The movie ends with Vin Diesel driving his race car down a dam as there are explosions like flying behind him. So it's still pretty crazy, but I feel like Fast X was at least better than the last couple, but that's still not saying much. It's still not great. Yes, did you guys not know about the space thing? No, tell me you guys not heard about the space thing. I literally had my mouth open in the theater the entire scene because I was like, I cannot believe this is actually happening. Jason Momoa was fun. He was easily the best part of this movie. Don't give Pixar any ideas for Cars 4. Oh man. Honestly, I would kind of want to see Cars 4 get into more like racing and like, I don't know. That might be cool actually to add a bit more like action to it. I'm glad you're looking forward to my review of Barbenheimer, Amy. Alright, moving on. The next one that I'm pointing out is the Transformers Rise of the Beast. This is another one that belongs to a franchise that really should have ended a long time ago. Like, long, long, long time ago. The movies with Mark Wahlberg in them are some of the worst movies ever put into theaters. They are just straight garbage trash. I mean, this franchise didn't start off like super perfect to begin with. Although I did like the first movie with Shia LaBeouf. I thought that one was probably the best. But it just like progressively got worse after that. And then they replaced him with Mark Wahlberg. And then for some reason, they went back in time or something. I don't know. It's a mess. This one is a mini reboot. So Mark Wahlberg's not in this. It's a new cast. I do think it's better than those past Transformers movies, but it's still like, it's still a turn your brain off kind of movie. I think at this point you either love or hate these movies. Chloe says this was generally trash. Yeah. Arvin says the only Transformers I watched is Bumblebee. Bumblebee was not bad. I liked Bumblebee. Auntie says Transformers is a bit corny as a whole to me. That's kind of how I felt. Yeah, they're just a bit corny. I don't know. Um, yeah, Stitchy, I did not like the Mark Wahlberg ones one bit. Um, yeah, Serendipity. Did you guys remember the live action Dora movie that came out a few years ago? Did you guys even know there was a live action Dora movie? Because there was, and she was like a teenager who wore booty shorts, and it was directed by Michael Bay. Did you guys know? Because that's a real movie. I'm not making that up. Um, Amber says if we were still getting movies from franchises from more than a decade ago, I think it's obvious Hollywood has no creativity left. Yeah, they're really going back to the same well over and over again, and I think people are tired. Um, oh yes, press the like button. Thank you, Gianna. You guys don't remember this? I was wondering if you guys knew about it. You guys didn't know about the Dora movie? Please look up the Dora movie. Are you guys gonna make me look this up? Hold on, you guys are gonna make me look this up. Hold on. Because the trailer is pretty funny, actually. Well, we're not going with the trailer, but all right. Do you guys remember this? Josh says the Dora movie was fun. I never saw it, so maybe it was good. I don't know. I just thought the trailer looked really funny because it was like clearly a Michael Bay movie, but it was Dora. It was just like two things that didn't go together. It did feel like a spoof, yeah. Okay, Britton genuinely enjoyed it. Maybe it was good. Maybe the trailers just made it look bad. I don't know. But I just thought that was like one of those movies. If I had a YouTube channel back then, I probably would have made fun of this movie hard. Because I thought it looked so stupid. Um, Koharu says, I thought it was fake when I first saw it. Yeah, me too. But anyway, I just thought that was funny. I had to share that with you guys. Anyways, moving on to the next film. Now, how many of you guys saw Megan? Oh, we have a super chat. Hold on. From Chloe again. Thank you. That Dora movie was something, and I forgot about it. Yeah, I think most people forgot about it. A lot of these live action remakes don't have like a long cultural shelf life. Like people forget about them as soon as they are done in theaters, pretty much, which I think is pretty telling. But the next movie I have on my list is Megan. I thought this was actually pretty good. Now we're moving into part of the list where I'm like, okay, these movies are actually good. Like to be honest, I was hoping more from Megan. They made the marketing for Megan made this movie look like super campy, and then when you actually watch it, it's like it opens with this girl's parents getting killed and like this girl's sister, she's having to take care of her like her niece or whatever. So there's actually like a very serious drama aspect to it too, which I wasn't expecting, but overall I still really liked this movie. I thought Megan herself was campy and fun. I love her little dance. I thought it was good. Oh, but Samuel thought it was just mid. I can see that. I thought it was like if mid is like dead center, I would say it's left of mid. Like it's okay. It's a little better than mid in my opinion. Yeah, it is pretty good. Josh Loves Movies says Megan is way underrated. Oh, Megan unrated is way better than the theatrical cut. I haven't seen the unrated version, but I've heard that it's pretty brutal. Maybe I should watch that version. Little Kitty says I saw this movie recommended to me a lot on YouTube, but I haven't watched it yet. Yeah, I would say it's pretty good. It's if you have just time alone at home and you're looking for something to do, turn on the creepy doll movie. It's not a bad time to spend a couple hours. You know. It's mid plus exactly slack. What is that? Splackaville? Splackaville? Yes, I would say it's like mid plus. If there's a scale of like, okay, you have good here, bad here, mid in the middle, it's left of mid. You know, that's how I would say it. Yeah, I thought it'd be scarier too, Georgiana. Yes, there is an R-rated version though. I don't think most people have seen it. All right, moving on to the next one. Now, we have all talked about this movie a lot on my channel. Um, but here it is, The Little Mermaid. I like I said in my review, I liked it a lot better than I expected from the marketing. I think the marketing did not do this movie a lot of favors. Though to be fair, I think the worst aspect of this movie is a lot of the CGI and like the creepy realistic animals. And of course you have to show all of that in the marketing, so they can only like do so much, so I get that. But I do think the movie ended up being a lot more just a lot better than I expected. I thought Holly was a really good Ariel. I thought the new songs weren't good, but I liked the old ones that they performed. I thought Melissa McCarthy was a lot better than I expected. I really loved the Vanessa they got, even though she had like 2 minutes of screen time. I thought she was incredible. I thought it was, again, it's like left of mid, but a little bit further than Megan, in my opinion. Didn't bother watching it, says CD Woods. Who watched it? Who's seen this? Her hair did not eat. Honestly, I have to agree about her hair. A lot of you were saying mid. I'm saying mid plus plus, like Ahmed is saying. I like how we have like a scale for mid now. A B grade. Okay. The CGI was terrible. Most of you guys are saying like B minus. For the first time, it's catchy. Okay. Most of you did not totally love this movie. Okay. To be honest, I understand, but I still kind of enjoyed it. Like, I don't like it as much as Aladdin, but it's probably after Aladdin and Cruella my third favorite of the live action remakes. Now, the bar isn't high. I realize the bar isn't hill, but I do think it's at least like up there with the remakes. Chloe asks again. Oh, thank you so much. You're so generous. Thank you. In my opinion, the movie was better than the other live action movies. The CGI and the songs were mid, but overall, Holly did well, and I was very surprised. I thought so too. That's kind of how I feel. Maybe because my expectations were so low going into this movie, I was just pleasantly surprised. But yeah, it did have a lot of flaws overall, but I thought it was at least decent. I did not like Aquafina either, Aaliyah. I agree with you there. Oh, but Georgiana has the soundtrack on repeat, so some of you like it more than others, I guess. Um, please no scuttlebutt. Don't make me play the scuttlebutt now. No, I don't even want to hear it. Yeah, the scuttlebutt is not my favorite. Alright, moving on to the next one. Now, another movie we've also talked about a lot. Elemental. I liked Elemental. I thought it's a cute emphasis on the cute part. It's a cute little, just, sort of rom-com. I say sort of rom-com because it's not really that romantic, but it is nice. Again, it's better than the marketing made it seem. Um, Again, I think it's like mid plus plus, but it's better than some of the other stuff that we've gotten. Did you guys like Elemental? I know I think I've been a bit harsher on this movie than other people who have seen it. Elemental was good, says Josh. Um, oh, Kyle says he did not watch it. Okay. Um, Lavender Garden says, I'm planning to watch it. So a lot of you still haven't seen it yet. Which, again, thinking about how it's doing in the box office, that makes sense. Yeah, the marketing was terrible. CD Woods also didn't see this movie. Amber says, my nephew saw it and they liked it. Okay. Naomi gives it a 9 out of 10, though, so some of you like it. That's fine. But a lot of you are just like, or didn't even see it, or you're waiting for Disney Plus like Jamie. Yeah, I suspect most of you are probably going to watch it on Disney Plus. I'm very curious to see your thoughts once it's finally on the streaming service. Because I want to know. Because, like, I feel like there's two different camps of people on this movie. There's a camp of people who are like, oh no, like, this is Pixar returning to form. This is great. And then there's some people like me that are like, oh, it's not bad, but it's not Pixar great. That's kind of the camp I'm in. So I'm curious to see what you guys end up thinking. Oh, but Georgiana saw it 6 times in theaters, so I'm glad that we have, like, all sorts of people on the spectrum here. That's really nice. 2 out of 10, says Shiam. Wow. Samuel gives it a 7 out of 10, or a 6 out of 10. Oof. So we're really all over the place with this one. Interesting. Okay. Moving on to the next one. Now, I haven't talked about this movie on my channel like at all. I didn't even plan on seeing this. I was dragged to go see this by someone else, but I ended up being really thankful that they did. And that's The Blackening. If you have not heard about this movie, I'm pretty sure it only came out in the US. It's a horror movie, a horror comedy, starring an all-black cast, and the joke is that they all can't die first. And so it's a very, very, like, black horror comedy. And I just thought it was funny. Sorry. I just thought it was really funny. And I actually, this is the first movie I can say I thought wasn't just mid. I thought was pretty good. Like, that's how much I like this movie. Yeah, I know, like, no one has heard of this. Literally looking at the chat, everyone's like, what the heck is this? I'm telling you, it's a very, very small movie. It only made, like, 15 million in theaters or something like that. I know most of you have never heard of this. But I've seen it and I liked it, so that's why it's on this list. Yeah, there's a lot of horror movies coming out this year. Not one person has seen it. Y'all are like, who is this? Okay, The World's Forgotten has seen it. That's one person. It did look funny in the ads. It's as funny as the trailer made it seem. So if you guys look up the trailer, it's pretty good. All right, moving on, since most of you have no idea what this is. All right, Mario. I actually really liked Mario. Again, I did a whole video, not just covering my thoughts, but also covering why, like, so many of the critics were so harsh on this movie. I think that this movie is, like, a litmus test. Not a litmus test, but I think it represents where the generational divide is with entertainment. Because younger people are, like, Nintendo and video games are, like, their main source of entertainment for the most part. And so I don't think that majority of the journalists and critics who are usually much older, I don't think they understood, like, just how popular this was, because so many people were like, who is this for? Who would like this? Like, just saying, like, blatantly wrong things, because I just don't think that they understood. But I really liked it. Browser was the best part. Jack Black in general is just a national treasure. I had peaches in my head for like a week after I saw this movie. Oh, Alex, I'm 43 and I loved it. I'm really glad. When I say older, I mean like well older, like over 60. And if you're over 60, that's great. And you're on my channel, I welcome you too. I'm not trying to be ageist, I'm just trying to make a point. Jack Black is killing it. Critics didn't like it. Well, if you go back to my my video I did on this, I broke down a whole review from a critic who didn't like the film, and his reasons for not liking this were like some of the most ridiculous reasons ever. He's like, oh, the 8-year-olds in my theater were laughing and enjoying themselves. Oh, how can they? This has no plot. Why are they just playing video games? It's like all the reasons that audiences like this movie are why critics don't like it, pretty much. Oh, Chloe! Oh my gosh, another super chat. Thank you. In my opinion, that critic didn't have to be so harsh. It's a kid's movie. Overall, the movie was good. And the thing is, kids, thank you for the super chat. Kids' movies can be really good. I don't think we have to dismiss every, like, animated film as, like, oh, it's just for kids, it doesn't have to be that great. I genuinely think Mario is not bad. Like, I think if you're a fan of the games, it gave you everything that you were looking for. I think that critics were looking for an entirely different movie. That's what I think. Oh, Jamie says, I hate Chris Pratt's voice. Interesting. Melamar says, children enjoying something? Disgusting. No, but like that review was literally how that guy was acting. He was like, those 8-year-old behind me was just eating it up. I reap for the future of cinema. It's like, oh, the most dramatic thing ever. But yeah. Who else doesn't like Chris Pratt's voice? That's interesting. I thought he did a pretty good job as Mario, to be honest. I thought they all did a good job. Alex says the critic needed to go get some. The critic needed to go get some to distress and not to enjoy this film. Yeah, I get it. Maybe that's the issue. I don't know, but that critic was definitely uptight. This movie gave me a lot of nostalgia. Yeah, I'm not even like a hardcore like Mario person. Like I've played Mario Kart. I've played like some of the Mario games, like we all have. But like I haven't played like every single game or whatever. But even I was like really into this because it's just the games but on screen. Peach Slade, yes, I thought Peach was great. Violet says Peach was given the most boring, pointless lines to say in the whole movie. Yeah, the thing though, Peach in general in the games is usually just kind of a pawn. So I understand what you're saying, but I do think it fits the character. And we have another super chat from Violet. Thank you so much. The movie was pretty good. The after credits was so good. The pacing was a little bit slow in my opinion. Interesting. That's very interesting. You're the first person that said that the pacing was slow. A lot of the critics that I've read from all say that the pacing is super frenetic and like super fast paced for little kids with no attention spans. So it's really interesting you said it was slow. That's interesting. That just shows you that like art is objective because it can hit anyone differently. But thank you for the question. Um yes, thanks Prince has been saying thanks to all the people giving super chats. Prince, you're also very nice. Um Iman says, I support Chris Pratt's voice because I don't want to hear Wahoo and Yahoo for 1 hour. Yes, if Chris Pratt had just mimicked Mario's voice the entire time, I think you guys would have got really annoyed with it quickly. Can you think like that high pitched Italian voice for like an hour and a half straight? I think that would have got really annoying. All right, moving on to the next one. Now, this one I know most of you have seen. That is Spiderverse. Loved this movie. And for a while, this was my second or third favorite movie of the year until I saw a couple of other ones. But yes, I loved this movie. I thought the animation was spectacular. I thought somehow they were able to plus a lot of the animation and story behind this movie compared to the first one, which I thought was already going to be really hard to do because people already liked the first one so much. So the fact that they were able to like go beyond that is like really impressive to me. I loved how they weaved in the multiverse. I still feel like the Spider-Verse films have tackled the multiverse better than really any other movie other than maybe Everything Everywhere All at Once. Um I loved the characters. I love like Spider Gwen. I love Punk Spidey. Like I love all these characters. It's so good. Yeah, I'm glad the chat liked the movie. Oh, we have a super chat. Thank you from Nagisa. I hope I'm saying that right, Nagisa. Peach is getting her own game after 18 years. Oh, I didn't know that. Peach is getting her own game? Well, good for Peach. I hope it does well. Thank you for the super chat. But yes, Spider-Verse is great. I hope everyone liked this. Did anyone not like it? I know the overwhelming consensus is that this movie was great, but is there anyone who didn't like it? I'm curious. It's a safe space. You can say it. Prince says absolutely loves it, especially Spider-Man. Oh, yeah, Spider-Man India was really cool. I just liked all the different new characters they introduced. They juggled a lot in this movie, but I think they did it really well. Oh, you didn't watch this movie yet, She-Ham? You should watch it. It's very good. Oh, okay, we have one person. Lovely Billy says they didn't like it. Interesting. Richard Nixon says slightly overrated. I feel like your name fits. But no. Slightly overrated. Okay. Jamie hated the ending. Baba Jide, I hope I said that. Joshua says it was mid. Okay. But we have a lot of varying opinions because Luciana thought it was a masterpiece. Jamie thought the cliffhanger spoiled their enjoyment. I can see that. This movie kind of has like a Dune situation where it just kind of abruptly ends. So I can see how that would upset some people. Will didn't like it. Ooh, interesting. Um, Georgiana says, I don't trust people who don't like it. We can all trust each other. We can all get along. It's fine, guys. Um, Jackie the Frog says the only problem about Spider-Verse with me is that because I knew there was a cliffhanger, I kept wondering when it was coming during the last 30 minutes. Yeah, that's the thing about knowing spoilers ahead of time, is that you start looking for things. I totally get it. Um oh, Yusuf Brittany the Spider movie roaster. No, Richard fell asleep on Dune too? You didn't like Dune either, Richard? Oh no. Richard, what movies do you like? Mickey says, I think it actually made my expectations very high, but the trailers gave away too much story. Maybe. I thought that there was still a lot of good surprises in the movie. Um, oh, you think it's an Empire Strikes Back ending? I think it's a little more open-ended, that one, too. We're getting there, Nature Rosa. Alright, moving on to the next one. No, Gianna! Dune is not garbage! I like Dune! What? Why don't you guys like Dune? This is shocking. Yes, Laylene, Dune was so good. Thank you. Never watched Dune. Oh man, this is not good. Alright, moving on. John Wick 4. Loved John Wick 4. I thought the action was incredible. The whole like third act of this movie was just peak cinema to me. The whole staircase fight. If you guys have seen this movie, if you like really well done action sequences that have meaning to them and weight, and you can actually see who people are hitting, and there's really good action choreography, watch this movie. Because this movie is like peak action cinema in my mind. Oh my god, you guys are still debating about Dune. Why don't you guys like Dune? I'm sorry, I'm not yelling. I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. It's okay. But anyway, I like John Wick 4. Mainly because like the last third act, to be honest, but I just like this whole series in general. I like the world. I like Keanu Reeves. I was just really impressed with this movie. Have you guys seen it? Yes, okay. So Nujad also loved John Wick. That's great. A lot of you haven't seen Dune. Interesting. Yes, Rita Sawayama did a great job. I love her music. She's one of my favorite singers, so to see her act in this was really nice. I thought she was good. Oh, Jamie thought it was boring. But Stitchy loved it. Okay. Heroic just thought it was okay. But Eduardo says peak. You guys are really all over the place today, which is nice. I like that we have competing opinions here. Eduardo says, please don't make John Wick 5. Well, they're already thinking about it. They're gonna bring him back to life somehow. Oh, sorry. I didn't spoil anything. Never knew Dune existed. What? I'm sorry. I want Dune. Okay, here's why I'm so upset about Dune. I want Dune 2 to do so well, but I'm worried because so many people keep telling me they did not like the first one. So I'm kind of nervous. What do you mean I'm mad, Brittany? Mad about what? Oh, mad about Dune. I'm not mad. I told you. I'm just disappointed. Um. Oh, Adrian hasn't seen any of the John Wick movies. See them. They're really, really good. I don't even like generic action movies like that, but John Wick is really good. I wouldn't even call them generic. Like they have a very strong voice and aesthetic. Oh wait, don't just forget. I didn't say anything. Um, Dune was a snooze fest. She says, "What's Dune?" Okay, for you guys who are like, "What's Dune?" I'm gonna remind you because I know you know it. Sorry, I know we're supposed to be talking about John Wick, but you guys are really distracted about the Dune thing. I'm distracted about the Dune thing. Hold on. Alright. You guys have seen this movie, right? Or at least some of you? Or heard of it? Yes, we're in a Dune moment glitchmation. I have a point to prove. Sorry. Side note. Side note. You guys seen it? it's, it's got a giant worm in it. You may have noticed. Dune, who? Or you guys are just messing with me now. Dune is boring, says Jay. No, no, Miss Board says, I heard of Dune, just haven't watched it. Okay. What do you mean, nope? You guys still have not. You guys are lying to me. I don't know if I believe y'all anymore. I don't believe this many of you have not heard of this. Okay, Serendipity says, I watched the beginning, but I left. How? Amy, thank you. You understand. You understand. Dune is a masterpiece. Thank you. Okay. Dragged on too long for me. Okay. Well, we can all agree to disagree. Maybe you'll like Dune 2 more. I don't know. But, sorry. I know that was random. It was just. I had to know. Anyway. John Wick 4. You guys follow me for my craziness, okay? I'm just gonna say, overall, really loved it. Thought the action was fantastic. I really like Keanu Reeves, and I really like this movie. Anyway, moving on. Number 2. We actually only have 2 more. This is number 2. Nimona. I really, really like Nimona. Again, I just did a whole live stream on Friday, like going over this movie in more detail. So if you want to hear more of my thoughts on Nimona, go watch my live stream. I thought this was really, really, really good. I was quite impressed with this movie. Again, at first, I wasn't even sure if I was going to like Nimona, the character, but I ended up growing to like her so much, she became, like, one of my favorite characters of the year. I really like this movie that much. Oh, we have another super chat from Nicholas Wilson. Thank you. I'm old, so love the original Dune. Oh, I did go back and watch the original Dune, the one that came out in, like, the 90s or something. I tried watching it. I only watched up until where the new Dune movie ended, because I didn't want to be spoiled for the ending. But I actually liked the old Dune, too. Thank you for the super chat. You guys are excited to watch it? Yes, if you haven't seen it, please go watch it. I think it's better than Puss in Boots 2 as well. Puss in Boots 2 technically came out last year, so that's not on this list. Nimona does have a really important message. I love what it says about mental health and just, like, being misfits and stuff. Like, I just, personally, that all really connected with me, so I loved this movie. It kind of reminded me of Arcane at times, even with the art style and everything. Oh, Will French says, I found Nimona overrated. Unlikable characters. I'm sorry you felt that way, but that's fine. Sheeham says, Brittany, I have never heard of this until you announced it. Oh man, I should just, like, change my name, the name of my channel, to Hollywood Movie Marketing. Because I'm just marketing all this stuff. Yes, Jamie likes it. I love Nimona, says Koharu. Good. You should. You should like Dune too. My phone is at 69%. Well, that's pretty charged. Yes, Georgiana, it's like Arcane a lot, at least to me. She looks like Elsa from Frozen. She kinda does have that heart-shaped face, that's true. But I do like a lot of the character designs in this movie, like, they're not like teenage Kraken bad where they just look weird. They actually look like normal people. Not a fan of the writer. Who is the writer of this? Why don't you like the writer, Ethereal Dragon? I would love a Nimona too. I hope we get it. Oh, Shehem says, girl, you're the reason why Hollywood is thriving. But it's not thriving, though. It's the opposite of thriving. Hollywood is crashing and burning right now. It's not good. In fact, I'm doing a video, it's coming out tomorrow, where I'm going to react to a bunch of videos of people explaining why, a bunch of TikToks and shorts, explaining why people aren't watching Disney movies anymore. I think that's going to be really interesting. Tears are flowing. Yeah, I didn't actually cry when I watched this, but I did feel very emotional. But I did cry in the first movie, my number one movie of the year, which you're about to find out. I guess you guys can probably already guess what that movie's gonna be if I cried. I cried like a lot. In fact, let's just go on to it. The next movie, the number one movie that I loved so much, and I cried like buckets of tears. Guardians 3. Oh man, this movie. Again, I kind of went in with low expectations because we were coming off of Quantumania, which was not good. We had just had the Thor movie, which was not good. I didn't like She-Hulk or a lot of the TV shows that Marvel was putting out, so my expectations for this movie were on the floor walking in, and I was shocked. I thought this movie was fantastic. I cried literally every time they would go back to show like Rocket's backstory and what happened with him and his friends. I was just crying. It was just like buckets of tears. The entire Rocket backstory just made me sob like a baby. Yeah, I cried so much. I'm glad I'm not alone. I'm glad you guys like it too. I don't even cry in movies that much. Like I just don't cry in movies that much. So the fact that this movie made me cry as much as it did, as often as it did, because it wasn't even like it was just one scene that made me cry. I was just like a puddle of tears the whole movie, man. It was just, oh, it was so good, so well written. Yeah, Jackie the Frog. I'm glad I'm not the only one who cried. Sorry. Ahmed says I didn't watch it because Marvel was crashing. Yeah, I understand. Trust me, I was in that same perspective when I walked into the theater to see this movie. I was like, this is actually gonna be good. But it was great. It was so good. Georgiana says I was crying so loud during the credits, people were staring. Oh no, Georgiana. Okay, story time. Again, another side note. I have an embarrassing theater story. All right, I'm gonna go to the main shot for this because it's not related to Guardians. But when I saw the last Harry Potter movie in theaters, I was embarrassing. That is the only way to describe my behavior. An embarrassment. Do you understand where I'm coming from? I am a massive Harry Potter fan. I grew up on it. I read all the books, seen all the movies, been to the theme parks. I've even been to London to go to the Harry Potter Museum where I got to be on set. I even have a Harry Potter tattoo. It says The Boy Who Lives. So, you guys understand how much I like Harry Potter. So when the final Harry Potter movie came out, I was a mess. I was an emotional mess. And I cried literally the entire movie. In my defense, I was like 14, and I thought that for whatever reason, I had it in my head that to show my love for the movie, I had to be obnoxiously crying the whole time. I think it's because I had Tumblr in my head. Like, I was like Tumblr a lot in that time of my life. And a lot of people were talking about how they were just gonna cry the whole time. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna do the same. And so that's what I did. And I cried literally from the moment the Warner Brothers logo showed up on the screen. I cried from the moment that happened to like the very end. I was so loud. The entire theater was like, oh my god. It was really like so dramatic and embarrassing now that I think about it. But in the time, I was so serious. I was so serious. And I went with friends too. And they were like so embarrassed. They were like, Brittany, it's not that serious. So that's my embarrassing theater story of going into a theater, seeing the last Harry Potter movie, and annoying everyone in the theater because I was just wailing, bawling my eyes out the entire time. And the whole theater could hear me. So that's my very embarrassing theater story. Just that comment in the chat reminded me of it, so that's why I brought it up. But yeah, If you guys want to know, um, 14-year-old Brittany was just emotionally distraught by that movie. And now I think about it, it's just like a funny memory. But yeah, so I just had to bring that up. Anyway, now you know. Um, but yeah, I wasn't nearly as obnoxious or cried nearly as hard with this movie, although I still cried. But yeah, it was still very emotional, and I hope we do see these characters again because I really like the Guardians. I really like Mantis. I really like Nebula. I want to see them again, so we'll see. You're not the only one. Thank you, Shiham. Thank you. Prince says it's cringe, but I can understand as someone who cries a lot in movies. Thank you. I'm glad you guys are being like very nice and understandable about this. It was really embarrassing at the time. Official joke mob says, "What's your favorite movie?" Uh, well, it was Titanic for the longest time. It might still be. It's between Titanic and Pride and Prejudice. But thank you for the question. Nava says, "Are you going to cry when the TV series of Harry Potter comes out?" I will watch it. I don't know if I'll cry, but I'm at least watch it. Oh, you cried in Frozen too. That's okay. You cried a lot in Coco, Laylene. See, we all cry in theaters. It's fine. It's fine. Luciana says, "I get you. I cry every time I watch Jurassic Park." That's a good movie. It's a good movie. Hi, Blissful Smile. I'm glad this is your first live stream. I hope you like it. Um, oh, you cried all, during the whole Toy Story franchise? Yeah. Um, yeah, I did see there's a new trailer about a movie about Napoleon. Again, if you follow me on my Twitter, I posted about it. It actually looks very, very good. I'm excited for that. So I'm glad I'm not the only one talking about crying in the theater. I'm glad. This wasn't just like normal crying. This was like obnoxious crying. I will never do that again. Um Anyway. Oh, Georgiana likes Pride and Prejudice too. I'm glad. Any more thoughts on Guardians of the Galaxy 3? Because this is the last one on my list. It's number one. I really like it. Yeah. Um, Everyone cries. Spy Gamer says I cried watching Finding Dory. I think I didn't cry when I watched Finding Nemo, but Finding Nemo was like one of those movies as a kid that made me really emotional for some reason. Um, yes, we talked about strays in my live stream last week, Shiham. It's in the live stream where I talk about all the movies coming out this year. Yeah, it's movie of the year for me too. All right. So that's my ranking. We can spend the next couple minutes just answering questions. You guys can just submit whatever you want. Doesn't have to be about the rankings. It could be about something else. Um, yeah. So we're just gonna spend the last couple of minutes of this live stream doing questions, and then that'll be it. And I'll see you guys on Wednesday. So what do you guys want to talk about? I feel bad for the otter too in Guardians. Yeah. Naomi, that otter, what happens to that otter was just not okay. I was not okay after what happened to that otter. It was not okay for me. Oh, I'm glad you like my ranking, Georgiana. Um, Josh says Cocaine Bear is one of my favorite movies of the year. Okay. I didn't see it. But I heard it was pretty good. What are you guys' favorite movies of the year? I just told you mine. What are yours? Everything Everywhere All at Once made you cry? Yeah, that's a good one. Another movie that made me cry super, super hard. This wasn't in theaters because I was too young to see it, but I saw it later at home. Have you guys heard of the movie A Walk to Remember? It's a very old movie at this point. It came out in like the early 2000s. Um, and I don't even know why I was watching that movie at that age. I was probably too young for it, but I watched it at home for some reason and it made me cry my eyes out. Um, Nimona. A lot of you guys are saying Nimona is your favorite of the year. Oh, CB is getting a sequel, Sammy? Oh, that's good. Maybe I'll see the first one if it gets a sequel. Okay, so Cheetah Viper says Megan and John Wick. Those are your favorites. Jackie the Frog says Spider-Verse is your favorite. Yeah. Asteroid City. Okay, we have an Asteroid City lover from Josh Greenfield. Guardians 3 and Nimona seems like everyone's favorites, like mine. Literally, my top two are Guardians and Nimona, and you guys are saying the same. Um, Moana. Okay. I think my favorite movie is Extraction 2. Okay, was that good? I heard that was good. Maybe I should try it. A lot of people saying Spider-Verse. People like Little Woman, from 2019. Yeah, that's a great movie. I can't wait for Barbie. Also because I'm just a big fan of Greta Gerwig. So I'm expecting good things, hopefully. Brittany, you should make a movie about your favorite movies and series. I'm curious. Maybe I'll do a live stream about that one time. That's a good idea. Um, Fault in Our Stars. Yeah, that's another one. Does no one remember A Walk to Remember? I know that's a very old movie. Also, I'm just remembering like movies from my childhood. I guess I used to cry more. I don't know. Because there was another movie called Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. The first movie also made me cry like a lot. Do you think Little Mermaid could reach 600? I don't know. It's slowing down so much. I don't think it's going to, unfortunately. I wish Little Mermaid made more. I understand why it didn't, but the fact that The Little Mermaid made only about half of what the other live action movies from the Renaissance have made is just not a good look. Little Woman also made me cry, yeah. Have I seen any anime films this year? You guys got. Okay. Can you guys give me a recommendation of what anime to watch? Because I want to get into anime. I want to try it out. But I have no idea where to start. Like, anime completely intimidates me. I won't even lie. Like, I thought about trying Bleach once, but then I found out there were like 500 different versions of it and like a million episodes, and I was like, I don't even know where to start. Um, I do like Avatar: The Last Airbender though. That's a great show. Okay, yeah, Sarah Rogers. You know that movie. Call Me by Your Name. That's another good movie, Prince. Okay, Ethereal Dragon has also seen Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. Yeah. Okay, C.D. Woods. My sister loves A Walk to Remember. Oh, the book. I haven't read the book. Um, Inuyasha. Okay, maybe I'll try that. Hunter x Hunter. I've seen all the Studio Ghibli movies, Naba. That's like the one anime thing that like I am well versed in. I've seen the Studio Ghibli films. I've seen Scooby Doo. Well, friend, you're not alone. I haven't seen other than the Studio Ghibli movies, and I saw like Your Name. I haven't seen a lot of anime movies either. I've seen Princess Mononoke. That was really good. That's probably one of my favorite Studio Ghibli movies. Actually, Hell's Moving Castle. That's my favorite Studio Ghibli movie. All right. Dr. Stone? I haven't even heard of that one. Um, I just gotta look into it. I don't know. But thank you for these recommendations. I have heard of Sailor Moon. Maybe I'll try that one because I almost watched that one before. All right. I'm going to do two more questions and then that'll be the end of the live stream. Thank you for everyone who came to the live stream today. Thank you so much. Again, we will be doing another live stream on Monday at the same time. So I'll see you then. Two more questions and then we'll be done. Um Oh, I saw Suzame. That was the other one I saw too. Because I liked Your Name so much, I watched Suzame just because it was the same director. Spirited Away is also great. Spirited Away also creeped me the F out when I was a kid. I couldn't even watch that movie when I was little. It scared me so much, especially No Face. Oh no, that gave me nightmares. Oh, thank you, Shiham. Um, Arvin says Billie Eilish has a track in Barbie's album. Oh, Barbie's album is turning out to be a banger. I really like Pink Panther's song. the new Ice Spice song is growing on me. Hopefully, I like the Billy song. But yeah, I'm loving that so many musicians are on the soundtrack that I like. All right, one more question. Um, oh, thank you, Shiham. You're so nice. You've just been complimenting me the whole time. Um, Will you watch the Five Nights at Freddy's movie later this year? Says Noami. Gnome is bored. I will watch Five Nights at Freddy's. I've mentioned in other live streams that I've never played the game myself, but I have watched like plenty of gamers play it, so I'm very familiar with it. But yeah, I'll watch it. And you guys keep asking me about it, so I'll probably review it for the channel. But yeah, thank you everyone who came to my live stream. This was really, really fun. I'll see you guys on Wednesday.